Okay, so let's talk about post-workout nutrition. So exercise and nutrition, they do work hand in hand. You can't just do one and not the other. First thing that I'm going to talk about is what some people say the window of opportunity. And there are a lot of different studies that kind of contradict each other. But I personally believe that there is like a 2-hour feeding window after a workout when your body is primed to accept nutrients such as protein, such as carbohydrates, to help stimulate muscle repair, muscle growth, and muscle strength. Okay, so when we specifically talk about nutrition after a workout, ideally you want to have that nutrition come from whole natural foods, but I understand that sometimes that's just not the case. Like sometimes we work out and then we have things to do. Sometimes if you're like me, you're just not hungry after a workout. Some things that I like to do is have something light, like a post-workout shake. And I know like protein powders, some people are against it because they are considered genetically modified. But I just see it as a tool, something to get your quick nutrients in within that 2-hour feeding window. So I do want to talk about more on the topic of protein specifically, because in general, I just don't think, especially clients that I've worked with and people that I know, even me, we just don't get enough protein in our diets in general. Ideally, you want to have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to try to eat 200 grams of protein. And if you have never tried to track your nutrition or track the amount of protein that you're intaking, it's pretty difficult to have that amount of protein. But I guess my general rule is 1, use protein powder as a tool, and 2, with each of your meals, to try to have like a serving or 2 of protein with each meal, even breakfast. So breakfast is like the game changer. You could have breakfast right after you wake up. You could have breakfast later in the day, but whatever meal you choose to break your fast with, you want to have a good amount of protein, ideally coming from a natural whole food source. And another hack around this topic is to eat your proteins first. And that's usually not the case. Like if you would go out to eat or go out to dinner, what usually comes first, right, is either chips and salsa or bread. But ideally, you would want to have your protein first because, just in my opinion, I'm not saying that 100% correct, but I do believe that protein is the most valuable macronutrient to, 1, optimize your muscular strength and hypertrophy, and 2, to boost your metabolism. And with that said, if you eat your protein first, it is a satiating nutrient, so it's very hard to overeat after having your protein first, if that makes sense.